This is Father Albert Muthumalai, parish priest and superior of st.John de Britto's shrine. I am very happy to address all of you, and especially on this blessed day when Father Chinnappan is commemorating his 18th year of his ordination anniversary. I wish him all the best. May the Lord bless him with the abundant graces with the cross used by St. John de Britto. I would like to share with you a brief sketch of St. John de Britto. He was born in Lisbon, Portugal in 1647. When he was 11 years old, he was suffering from a deadly disease and he was at the point of death. His mother prayed earnestly to St. Francis Xavier, making a vow that if at all he was all right, she would make him wear the cassock worn by Jesuits. Her prayers were heard. He became all right, and for 1 year he was wearing the cassock worn by Jesuits. As 11-year-old boy, the whole year was something precious for him, and he felt the voice of God calling him to work like missionary St. Francis Xavier. At the age of 15, he joined the society. At that time, he was given this cross. He held this cross close to his heart and cherished many miracles coming out of this cross. At the age of 26, he came to Goa after his ordination. As soon as he landed in Goa, he was fortunate to see the body of St. Francis Xavier, and he started working like St. Francis Xavier, and he was called Little Francis Xavier. And he wanted to work in the inlands of Tamilnadu, and his favorite saint, St. Francis Xavier, was known to have worked among the coastal people. So his desire was known to his superiors, and he was asked to learn Tamil language by being sent to Kerala, Ambalakot. So in that college he was learning Tamil for 2 years. After that, he changed his name, John de Britto, into Arul Anandar. And he was asked to go to a place very close to Coimbatore. As he was walking and cut across many mountains, at one place they were encountered by a tiger. They didn't know what to do. They were at the point of death. Suddenly, he pulled out this cross and showed to the animal. The animal, the tiger, changed its direction. From that time also, he felt the providence of God, how the Lord led him in the forest, but at the same time, this cross was something precious, and as soon as he entered and met the people started coming to him. At that time there were 2 types of missionaries. One learned Sanskrit and Tamil and started working among the upper class of people. Another set of missionaries known as Pandara Swamigal they started working among the lower caste people. He precisely chose to work among the lower caste, although he was from a royal family. He wanted to work among the common people, and he knew their troubles. Most of them whomsoever came to him were healed, and also their prayers were heard through this cross. One of the important miracles was the healing of Tadiyateva, a local king in Kalayar Koil. He was suffering from leprosy. At that time, he learned that John de Britto was a divine healer. He sent a messenger to invite him to his palace. And he also made a plea, if at all he was not entitled to come, he could send one of his messengers. As he was busy on that day, he sent one of his catechists with this cross. As he carried this cross to the palace, he gave this cross to Tadiyateva and started reading the scriptures from St. John's Gospel. As he was reading, Tadiyateva felt something happening in his body, and ultimately he was healed. He wanted to receive baptism at the hands of John de Britto, but John de Britto hesitated because he had, that is, Tadiyateva had 5 wives. Having learnt that that was the impediment to enter into Christianity, he called his 5 wives and told them his decision, that he would receive baptism with his first wife, and with all settlements he sent the rest of them away. So one such lady sent was Kadalai, the niece of Ramnath king. She made a complaint about John de Britto, and the king was very furious and ordered his soldiers immediately to arrest him. John de Britto was arrested and was taken to Ramnath prison, and he was there for 3 weeks. So at that time they tried to kill him by several means, but Tadiyateva, one who was healed by him, was with John de Britto, safeguarding him. The king, Sedubadi, was very furious to know how one of his subjects is helping the prisoner. So he deported him to a neighboring country. Oriyur was the border of Ramnath kingdom. After that we have the border of Pudukkottai kingdom. So John de Britto was dragged to Oriyur, and he was under the custody of Udayateva, the brother of Ramnath king. As soon as he landed here, a secret message was read. Accordingly, John de Britto was beheaded on 4th of February 1693. And according to the king, his body should be at stake for 10 days. Having understood and having seen how they were making arrangement for him to embrace martyrdom, he sent this cross to the neighboring parish, Vedalai. That parish priest didn't understand why this cross was sent to him. The following day afternoon, he had a vision, and in that vision, he could see John de Britto standing close to him, but holding a severed head in his hand. That was the message for him that he was already killed in oriyur. Therefore, this cross was sent to Lisbon, Portugal, and it was there for a few years, and later in several European countries. Finally, it landed in France, Jesuit provincialate. In 1993, when they commemorated the 300th anniversary of the martyrdom of St. John de Britto, the provincial of France came to oriyur and handed over this cross to the shrine, explaining how this cross landed from oriyur and now it has come back to the shrine. So, for the last 30 years, the pilgrims who come to this place receive special blessings from this cross, and many, many miracles happen even now today. So, we have the bone of St. John de Britto. According to the king's order, his body was there for 10 days on the tree to be devoured by wild animals and birds. But God's plan was something different. Every day in the evening there was rain, thundering, and a heavy shower. The bloodshed of John de Britto was taken to different corners. The whole place became red. A bird carried a piece of his flesh. As it was going in the northern direction, hardly a kilometer away, accidentally it dropped its prey. Where it fell down, there you have the red sand, only in that particular spot. Now it is under the custody of the government forest department. They have occupied around 33 acres, well protected with the fence. But the devotees are welcome to go to that particular spot from morning 8 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock. John de Britto was beheaded by Perumal. He used to visit this place on every Wednesday and shed tears and pray. Following him, many devotees came here and they wanted to put up a church. But Ramnath King, as long as he was alive, never permitted to have a small church here. After his death, the king's brother allowed a small construction to come. But in 1770, James de Rossi, an Italian priest and parish priest of Sargani, built this beautiful Portuguese facade church. At that time, John de Britto was no more a saint. Therefore, the church was consecrated to Mother Mary of good health. In 1853, he was beatified. The church where his body was hung became another church. 1947, he was canonized and the shrine church became a reality. And in 2019, we have modified the altar for the intention to make it a minor basilica. In 2021, 42 height statue of St. John de Britto was erected, and it was blessed on the 2nd of October by His Grace, Anthony Papasamy. In 2022, Missionary Park was blessed by Tuticorin Bishop and Apostolic Administrator of Sivaganga Diocese, Most Reverend Anthony Stephen. Now, as pilgrims, we get every day plenty of people come here to pay homage to the saint, and they receive abundant graces through the cross used by him, as well as through the relic of his bone, and these two are something precious in this shrine. Thank you.